I'm joined now by ninth overall selection of the 2023 NHL Draft, Nate Danielson. Nate, first of all, congratulations on being selected by the Detroit Red Wings at the draft. Hearing your name must have being called in the first round must have been a pretty surreal feeling. Walk us through the memories you have that night and the feelings you had as you walked across the stage and shook Steve Yzerman's hand.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty unreal night. Um, just having in Nashville was obviously a lot of fun too, with being such a cool city, and I was lucky enough to have lots of friends and family there as well. So as far as getting drafted, I don't really remember too much of it. Honestly, I kind of blacked out and just had a lot of emotions going through my head. And but yeah, I mean, hearing Steve Eisman call your name was also, it was obviously a pretty surreal thing. So, it was just a super awesome night.
You mentioned you had your family with you in Nashville. Could you touch a little bit on what it meant having them in your corner that night, but as well as you growing up in Red Deer and even the move when you went to Brandon as well?
Yeah, obviously it was awesome to have them there. They've been there since day one, so to be able to share that with them was obviously super special for me and as well as them. And yeah, ever since I was a kid, they've supported me with hockey and everything like that, and really have done everything for me as far as giving me everything I needed to be successful, whether it was hockey or school, just life in general, pretty much. So they've been amazing ever since I was born, and I can't thank them enough for everything they've done.
Tell us about your time in Detroit. How was your first development camp and how did it feel to suit up for the Red Wings iconic red and white for the first time?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Just getting down here and getting to see the city a little bit, and as well getting to check the rink out and everything. That was a lot of fun, and got to meet a lot of new people. And so yeah, it was a super good time down there for development camp.
The Red Wings are one of the most franchised and storied organizations in the NHL, with them being an original six team, of course. How did it feel when you kind of had that realization that your name joins the long list of Red Wings legends and just to be a part of such a historic franchise?
Yeah, it's obviously super cool. You look at the history they've had, and just all the amazing players that have went through Detroit. So I guess just to be a part of that culture and organization, it's a super cool feeling for me. And yeah, just trying to continue on their legacy.
The Red Wings inked you to a 3-year entry level deal a week after you finished up development camp with them. Congratulations on that, by the way. It's a big
Yeah, thank
accomplishment.
you very much.
Now, how did it feel to sign your first NHL contract, first of all, and second, knowing the Red Wings really wanted they wanted to waste zero time to get you signed to a entry level deal?
Yeah, obviously it was pretty cool. Something I dreamed about ever since I was a kid to really be a part of the NHL, and signing my first deal kind of solidified that. So yeah, it was I guess a super cool feeling just to get that done. And it was good that it didn't have to wait too long for it to happen, and they got the ball moving pretty quick with all of it. So but yeah, it was just super awesome to get to do that.
I hear you're still in Detroit, Nate. What have you been doing since development camp? And yeah, what about the city have you kind of grown to love over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I've just been here, skating and training here, getting to know the staff and everyone and other prospects a little bit better. So, um, we haven't done too much yet. Just kind of been busy at the rink and stuff like that. So,
Is there anything on your list before you head back to Brandon?
uh, I'm not really sure. Maybe go to a Lions game or something like that for preseason. That'd be pretty cool.
Now, Nate, you were the second WHL skater off the board at 2023 NHL Draft, which is no small feat considering the amount of talent we've had littered across our league last year. What's running through your mind when you hear a stat like that? And could you maybe speak on the competition and talent you've been faced up against for, all of last season?
Oh yeah, it's a pretty cool stat, I guess, to hear my name there. And yeah, there's a ton of great players in our league this year, and there's a ton of great players that got drafted over our league. So to hear that I was the second player over our league to get drafted, it's definitely pretty cool to hear that.
Now, the Wheat Kings had three players selected at the draft this year: yourself, Carson Bjarnason, and Brett Highland. Tell us what it's been like playing for the Wheat Kings, and how that organization has set you up for the success you've had of late.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've loved my 3 years there, and they've been amazing ever since I was 16. I mean, I guess going back to when I was 14 and drafted, they've been unreal just development wise, and really give me the tools I needed to succeed. So a huge thanks to them and all the people there with coaches and trainers and staff they got there. So
Now, how happy were you when you heard that Carson and Brett both got drafted the day after you? And, what was the next kind of conversations between the two or three of you guys after the news broke and you finally got to connect after Nashville?
yeah, I was super excited for them. I mean, you obviously want to hear your teammates get drafted as well. And I went back to the draft the second day to get to watch Carson, and I knew it wouldn't be long for his name to be called. So, I mean, that was awesome to hear him, and as well as Brett was great. And I mean, we all talked after, and just super excited for them as well.
Now you've got Red Wings training camp coming up as well as your fourth season with the Wheat Kings. What's the rest of summer looking like for you training wise, and what are you hoping to accomplish in the gym and on the ice before the hockey season starts up again?
Yeah, just probably another month or so left of training and stuff. So, I mean, just skating lots and in the gym lots, and I want to get just bigger and stronger and quicker. I think are just the key things for me to focus right now, in the gym and on the ice. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on here before Brandon camp, and then as well as Detroit's camp.